Right, hello everyone, welcome back to the Football Chat. We have got a really good game for us tonight. Really looking forward to this one. PSG versus Real Sociedad. Obviously, both sides have had mixed campaigns to start with in the Champions League, but different stage now. We're out of the groups, into the knockouts, and realistically, this is going to be a good game. If we follow up the action we saw last night, we should be in for two really good games, but I mean, as I said, if we look at it, PSG had a very tough group, very tough start to life in the Champions League. They lost away at St James's Park, and Dortmund and Milan caused a lot of problems as well. Scraped through on goal difference in the end, very lucky, you could argue. And then for Sociedad, I mean, we couldn't have expected better, really. It was a thoroughly good group stage, unbeaten, 3 wins, 3 draws, level on points of Inter, top the group. Couldn't have asked for more, and a side that are really playing some good stuff in the European competitions. But obviously PSG have Kylian Mbappe, and well, that could wipe out any chance of anything tonight. And again, it's going to be a big game. We are at PSG's ground tonight, Parc des Princes. So should be a good game. I mean, we know that it's going to be tough for Sociedad tonight. They're going to come here, they're going to park the bus, they're going to see what they can do, try and hold off PSG for as long as possible, try and hold off that Mbappe effect for as long as they can. But at the end of the day, realistically, PSG should get past them tonight. But, saying that, we know Sociedad on their day, a very good side. They could cause some problems. They could spring a surprise. But I look at these teams, and realistically, there should be no problem for PSG. Speaking of the teams, let's have a look at these. I mean, it's a very strong side. Both sides, bit of rotation, quite a few injuries actually for both teams as well. I mean, I was actually quite surprised. We're looking at 6 or 7 injuries for both sides, and a few suspensions and international duties here and there. So few makeshift sides, but we'll start the home side. Obviously PSG, Donnarumma starting in goal, very good goalkeeper. And I mean, he's probably expecting quite a quiet night in tonight. I don't think he'll be too busy. Same with the back four, really. Beraldo, Pereira, Marquinhos and Hakimi. Again, very solid. We know Hakimi's going to get forward. He's going to cause problems, and he's going to want to link up, with that down that right hand side. Again, though, no problems for them. Another strong midfield three. We know how good Zaire Emery has been. Such a young player. I mean, only 17 years old, starting week in, week out. Absolutely phenomenal. Same with Fabian. Again, experienced, very good player. And Vitinha in there, part of the midfield three. And then the front three, I mean, talk about pace. Dembele on the right, Barcola on the left, and Mbappe through the middle. That is rapid, and that is going to cause a lot of problems for Real Sociedad's defence to deal with. That is very dangerous. And I mean, it is going to involve a lot of running for the Sociedad defence. Speaking of, and a man who's going to be very busy tonight, is Alex Romero. He is going to have his hands full. He is going to have to make some very important saves, and probably a lot of saves, to keep this game level. And again, the back four are going to have to be on their game. Galán, Lenormand, Zubeldia and Hamad Traore can't put a foot wrong. They cannot afford to put a foot wrong tonight. It is going to be a very tough game. They are going to have to sit deep and do what they can to try and stop those balls over top into PSG. They're going to be helped out by the midfield three of Marino, Zubimendi and Bryce Mendes. Very good midfield three. Very creative, I must say, in there. And with a bit of steal in there from Zubimendi, who, again, a lot of people have given to him his plaudits this season because he's had a very good year. And then a front three of Baronetsia, Andre Silva and Takefusa Kubo. I mean, two very similar lineups, 4-3-3s all the way through, and two very good front threes, I must say. PSG, mentioned that pace, absolutely rapid for Real Sociedad. A very clinical, very dangerous front three as well. We know Kubo is a very skilled player, and we know Andre Silva is a brilliant marksman. Get the ball on his head, get the ball into his feet. He'll have it either way and probably score a goal. And then Baronetsia has had a really good year this year as well, and he is another very good player, very, very dangerous player, could cause PSG some problems. But overall, I mean, it's going to be interesting tonight to see what happens, because we have a PSG side who, as I said, haven't had it easy in Europe this year, scraped through by 3 goal difference in their group, but they did manage to get through that group. And I mean, I think I'm really intrigued to see what side turns up tonight, because PSG is so hit and miss. Sometimes they turn up and they play absolutely brilliantly. Sometimes they don't play well, and it's Mbappe who manages to break the deadlock. But overall, I think the way that Sociedad will set themselves up tonight, and the way that they will play, they're going to park the bus. They're going to try and take any space out of the game. And as I said, if they sit deep, then that pace from PSG can't be utilised. And that will then cause PSG problems, because if they can't get through and they can't score a goal, that gives Sociedad equal opportunity to get up the other end and get one themselves. And at the end of the day, if Sociedad can sit deep and defend really well, when they get the ball to that front three, I'd 100% back them to score. Get the ball into Andre Silva. He can hold it up for him. He can battle Marquinhos in there. Maybe even target Danilo Pereira playing at centre-half tonight. And then knock the ball down. You've got Kubo, Baronetsia, Bryce Mendes in there, who can all create really good chances, but who can all score a really, really good goal. And to be honest, I think PSG have to be wary of that tonight, is that if they take too long to break Sociedad down, if they take too long to break the deadlock, then that might come back to bite them later on in the game when Sociedad get into their rhythm. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I think if you tell Sociedad you will take a draw out of today, they'd be well chuffed. Because then they'd be heading back to their home turf, knowing that all they needed to do was to grab a goal or keep it level, and then they're off to extra time penalties against PSG. For PSG, tonight is about putting the tie to bed. If they put 3 or 4 past the Sociedad side, then it's game over. But I just don't see that happening. PSG have always been a weird side. They are such a good side. They have such good quality on the pitch, and they're absolutely brilliant. And you look on paper, they look like a phenomenal side, but it just never really links. It never really clicks. We looked at that group of death when it got drawn with Dortmund and Newcastle. We knew it'd be very difficult, but if you asked me who would top it, I'd have said PSG, because Dortmund were a bit hit and miss. Newcastle could have sprung a surprise, and Milan are a half-decent side as well on their day. But it didn't go to plan. They lost to Newcastle, and then they lost to Dortmund, and then we were kind of sitting there going, well, hang on a minute, what's going on here? What is going on with PSG? And they managed to, pull it from the depths and rescue something from the game, from the group. They're through here, and that's what matters at the end of the day. They can put that behind them. They're here to play. They're here, finalists a couple years ago. The likes of Hakimi and Mbappe, who were still part of the team, will know what that felt like. They won't want that again. They want that Champions League, and especially in Mbappe's case, that if he doesn't start winning the Champions League again, it's rumoured every 6 months, isn't it? Him off to Real Madrid or somewhere else. So the longer he has to wait, there's more chance, I think, of him leaving. And they've got to be careful of that PSG. And they're a very good side. They demand a high level sort of success. But for Luis Enrique and co, winning all the French cups every year, I don't think it isn't going to cut it really. And I think PSG will want to be pushing on to better things, pushing on to bigger things, and really pushing for this Champions League title that they still haven't got. Tonight, I think they'll look at Sociedad and go, it's a tough game, and it will be a tough game, and I'm sure Sociedad will push them all the way. But at the end of the day, I think they'll fancy themselves, because they could have got a tougher game. You could argue they got a little bit fortunate. But as I said, it's a first leg. No one's going to go gun-ho. No one's going to, put everything out there. They're going to take it not easy, but they're not going to go the whole 9 yards tonight. They're going to give it a bit of time, be a bit cagey. And that's the thing. PSG, they know they'll need to break down Sociedad, but they know they don't need to rush. However, it's one of those where I don't know. I feel for PSG that if they don't win tonight, they're in big trouble, because I think this Sociedad are so good at defending. It's incredible how defensively solid they are. The way they're set up, it's incredible. And I do worry for PSG that if they don't win tonight, that'll be a very, very tough away trip to Sociedad, and it will not be easy at all. But who am I kidding? I could be sitting here saying all this, and then Mbappe's going to score a hat trick, and the game will be over by half time. So who knows? And I think that Sociedad are, going to make it very, very difficult. I mean, they don't concede goals. They don't like to lose. I think they're so, if anything, they're really good at drawing, and that is a valuable asset, if you ask me, when it comes to European fixtures. That if you can make sure every game's 0-0, then all you've got to do is win on penalties, and you're going to find yourself in the final. You can win a European tournament purely off drawing games, and I think their motto, their thoughts tonight will be: don't concede early, play the way they've played all year, which has been sublime, really. And I mean, they're only a point off Europe in La Liga, but for me, I feel like they should be higher. Maybe the goal scoring front could be a bit stronger. They are so focused defensively. But again, as I said, they've got the players on the pitch who can cause the problems tonight. And I think PSG have to be wary of that. This, for me, I look at all the ties, and I think this could be the biggest giant killing. Could have been Leipzig Real. Leipzig gave them a good game, but Real leading in that probably won't have any problems. Never going to be City Copenhagen, was it? Unless there was a miracle, unless it started snowing in August. That was never going to happen. Obviously, tonight's game, Lazio Bayern as well, is also kicking off at the same time. So I think that will be a very well contested game. And I can see that maybe, with Bayern's troubles, that's going to give that. But for me, this is the big game where we could see an upset. I can really see Sociedad taking the game to PSG and knocking out the French giants. And that would be a big statement for Sociedad to say they're not here to mess around. They're here to compete. They're here to play. And the teams are coming out the tunnel. So I'm going to get into some predictions. And if anyone in chat has got a prediction, get it in there. But do you know what? I'm going to go quite boring tonight. I'm going to go quite basic. I am going to go Real Sociedad 0, PSG 0. I'm going for a 0-0, because then if it isn't 0-0, I'll be very happy. And if it is 0-0, then I won't be too disappointed. I think it's going to be a very tough night for the home side. I think they're going to huff and they're going to puff, and they're not going to be able to get past this Sociedad defence. Will we, it's really one of those games where I don't see anything happening. Unless Mbappe comes up with something incredible, which he could, because he's Kylian Mbappe, I really don't see much else happening tonight. And I feel that we could be in for a goalless affair. And that's just what I'm going for. Jack's gone for, PSG 1, Sociedad 3. So I've gone quite goalless and quite of a... What's it called? Quite a quiet game. That'll be a hell of a game. I'd love to be able to sit here and watch that. And I mean, saying Leipzig were robbed as well. Yeah, that was a bit of a dodgy goal. It's one of those. In the rule book, it's offside, but it's on the fence. Was Lunin really affected? Who knows? I really don't know, but I guess you just have to go what the law says, and the law says it's does feel like Real are getting a bit lucky there and a bit fortunate. But again, that game's only 1-0. Leipzig definitely aren't out of that one just yet. But hopefully we see none of that tonight. Should be a very, very good game. But as I said, I think we've got a really strong side in Sociedad here up against PSG and Mbappe. So I'm intrigued to see them. And that's the thing, I do think one thing, however, can happen is a lot of sides do focus too much on Kylian Mbappe, and then they actually get stung the most by the players like Ousmane Dembele and like Barcola, and they've got to be wary of those players. PSG are mostly a one-man band. I think I can say quite proudly, but there are other players in this team who can cause a lot of problems. Also, the other thing we've got to think about tonight is yellow cards as well. Sociedad have got Zubeldia and Mikel Merino both on cards, so if they were to pick another one up tonight, they will miss the second leg, which would be big for them, I think. A big miss, sorry, for them. Wouldn't be big for them, it'd be a big miss. So they want to watch out. They want to play that strategically as well, though, because you could argue if they get booked in this game, it means they avoid all suspensions going into the further rounds. So who knows? Either way, hopefully tonight is going to be a good game. Mbappe looks ready to score about 5, which, I mean, could happen. But going for a goalless affair, very, very intrigued to see how this one's going to go. But I really do think Sociedad can give us a game tonight. I really do. I think they can push PSG all the way, and I think they'll really give it a good go. And that is going to be us underway. Let me just find the timer. There we go. And PSG are immediately going to lose the ball, and it's going to go out for a throw-in to Sociedad. And I think that is going to be a big thing. Sociedad aren't, PSG can have the ball. As long as it's not in the Sociedad final third, PSG can have the ball every single day of the week, and they don't need to worry about that. That'll be absolutely fine. And that's a bit of a loose pass, and Marquinhos has been intercepted, and Andre Silva's in already here. He's going to let it go. He's going to have a shot, and that is just wide. But that was very, very clumsy from PSG, and a huge let-off within the first 30 seconds. Comes from the throw. Zaire-Emery wins it back. Just smashes it in the air towards Marquinhos. Marquinhos loses the aerial challenge to Baronetsia. Falls to Andre Silva, drives it forward a bit, takes a couple touches and just puts it past the post. But I tell you what, Donnarumma was beaten, and that would have been a brilliant start to this game, because if you give Sociedad something to defend, I would not bet against them to hold on to that when I put my house on it, because that would be a very, very convincing part of their game. If you give Sociedad, and again it's a missed kick here from PSG, and it's fallen to Kubo on the edge, and he can't quite lay it off to Traore running in. The ball's bouncing around, but Kubo's got it back again. PSG look like they've never played European football before. What's going on? They look nervous, they look clumsy, and that is, speaking of clumsy, that is a silly foul in there from Mikel Merino, and it will be a PSG free kick, and Barcola does well there to draw the foul. But really not a great start for the hosts, and they're under pressure again here, and Pereira's been muscled off the ball, and they've won it back high at the pitch, Sociedad. This is crazy, but PSG win it back there, but Mbappe's dispossessed, and they want a handball, and the ref's giving it, and that is a interesting one. Okay, no, that was handball. Zubeldia just smacked the ball out of the air. PSG now just looking to get the ball down, looking to actually relax. It's been like a hot potato in this first 2 minutes. And they're playing better stuff here. They're trying, but that is another really poor pass. It's just, the ball comes to, that's Sarah Emery in there again. And he just punts it up the pitch. Like he's playing NFL on a fourth down. He's just, why has he done that? Like, it's PSG just need to relax, just need to breathe. Take a minute, compose themselves, because this has been very bizarre, and that is a poor throw from Traore, and here's Ousmane Dembele, and he finds Mbappe, and Mbappe brings it down, and he goes back out wide to Barcola. He's got 3 people on him, trying to get the ball through to Mbappe, but that is hacked clear by Lenormand. And back with PSG, as they are going to go all the way back to Donnarumma, and that is what Sociedad do so well. We've gone from Barcola on the edge of their penalty area to having 3 passes and knocking it back to Donnarumma. That is superb defending, and nobody likes it. They really don't. It's looking more like a 4-2-3-1 as well in there for Sociedad, with Bryce Mendes pushing up into attacking midfield role, which does make sense. Bit more of a forward-thinking player. But overall, and he'll want to get forwards, and that is, I'm not sure that one again from the referee. Ousmane Dembele running back towards his own goal, being chased by Hilan, sorry, and I don't know, that's a soft one. Makes a meal of it, and you do worry every time Ousmane Dembele hits the deck that he's going to be injured again, the poor bloke. Great to see him on the pitch and playing some football, and again, PSG getting away one there. The pass was a bit overhit from Marquinhos, and they're being chased back towards their own goal, and this pressure from Sociedad has been absolutely superb in this first 4 minutes. They've not let PSG rest at all, and they win it back hard the pitch again, but this time Fabian managed to get a foot on it, and he is going to knock it out wide to Hakimi. Oh, Dembele back inside to Hakimi, and this is what I said Hakimi will do. He'll get forward, he'll link up. That is a brilliant switch of the play from Vitinha in there, and he finds Barcola, who's got an overlap. He doesn't use it, cuts inside to the edge where Hakimi's waiting, tries to find Mbappe dispossessed, and Vitinha has a go from range, and I think that was closer to going out the stadium than going into the goal. As Jack says, PSG haven't got PSG have been, I don't really know, they've just not been very good. They don't look like they like the stage. They don't look like they like the occasion. And I'm very surprised at that. Obviously, a very good side. They've been here before. They know what they're doing. Honestly, they look like the roles are reversed. I've never seen a PSG side in the first 5 minutes look so uncomposed. It's incredible. And this is Zaire-Emery, and I'll tell you what, if at this rate, we need to get a dispossessed counter going, because they are dispossessed again in their own half, and this time, that is what's his name? Zubimendi, who draws the foul in there. Bit clumsy from Fabian, and Sociedad are now going to try and use it. Right, and that is really poor from Zubimendi on his own halfway line, and Mbappe's in behind it, up against Zelman. That is a huge save from Alex Romero. And that is what Sociedad cannot afford to do too many times tonight. A big error there, allowed a very quick counter-attack. The ball was played through to Mbappe, one-on-one with the keeper, and that is a big save. And I said that Romero would be busy tonight, and he has come up with a superb stop. And I tell you what, that was really good from, was it Ousmane Dembele, who won the ball back on the halfway line, released Mbappe, and we talked about that pace in the build-up, very, very quick. As soon as he got that ball back, Mbappe was on his bike, but couldn't find the back of the net, and that is another cheap, piece of possession giveaway from PSG. This time down the left-hand side, just knocks it out for a throw rather than finding his teammate. Here's Kubo, and again knocked out for a throw, this time by Barcola. But overall, I think this is exactly what Sociedad would have wanted. They've come here, they've turned up, and they're causing PSG problems while also limiting them to doing anything really, and that is good. Brace Mendes dropping in to link up, uses Kubo. Hasn't got much room to work with here, but he does enough, and he's still got the ball somehow. I don't quite know how, but that is a poor pass across the middle of the pitch. Lenormand comes in strong, but he still doesn't win it back. Zaire-Emery, and that is brilliant, coming from Galán to get back in and stop that ball going through to Mbappe once again. And Sociedad have got the ball back, and Baronezia is going to be forced back here. But he manages to get it facing forwards again to Andre Silva, who has been forced backwards a bit again. But he finds Lenormand, and he is going to knock it back to his goalkeeper, Romero. Kubo's asking for it. Kubo's going to get it. That's a great knock from the keeper. Kubo can't quite bring it down, though. And now Danilo Pereira will sweep up. And then he will go back to his goalkeeper, Donnarumma, who is under the cosh here. And Sociedad looking to box PSG in the corner, and the ball goes long, and that is a brilliant pass, but it's won back by Mikel Merino in there, but he's lost it again, and now Mbappe is running down the left with his pace. Can he force himself past past Hamad Traore? Mbappe cuts in, he puts it past three, goes to Dembele at the back post, but that is again good defending from Galán, but only as far as Hakimi, and that's a cheap foul again to give away from Sociedad, and PSG are going to take it quickly. I thought they might use the opportunity to have a dead ball situation there, but they didn't, and Dembele cuts in, and that's brilliant defending from Lenormand in there, just to stop Mbappe getting the ball. If not, that is going to be 1-0 PSG, and the referee has only just seen that foul and has decided to give it. But here was the chance It was Zaire-Emery, it's a couple minutes ago, Zaire-Emery won it off Zubimendi on the edge of the halfway line. He then played it into Dembele, who slotted Mbappe through on goal. And then it was a big save from the Sociedad keeper to deny Mbappe. But overall, a very, very fast start here. It's been a high tempo to this game, as you'd expect. Sociedad are running their socks off. PSG are trying to run rings around them, and that is not working at the moment. And that long ball from Donnarumma will fall to Traoré. Into Zubimendi. Back to Lenormand. To Galán. Cuts in brilliantly, and that is... Tried to draw the foul, and actually he was just slipping over. Lost his footing a little bit there. And Barrenetxea, that is brilliant defending from Achraf Hakimi. We speak about how good he is going forwards, but he can also do it going backwards, going back towards his own goal, and defending really, really well there. There's Marquinhos. Just slowing the game down, uses Fabian, who shifts it to Danilo Pereira. Just going to bring this ball forward for a couple of yards. And that is a really poor pass, intercepted there by Kubo, but it falls back to Pereira. Again, just going to slow the game down, try and find some options, play some triangles using Fabian and Marquinhos, and now Hakimi. And this is quite nice stuff now from PSG, the way they're playing football. And Sociedad understanding that they don't need to be sprinting after this ball left, right and centre. Let PSG have it in their own third. It's not going to cause them any issues whatsoever. That's what they're doing. And Marquinhos is going to try the long ball to Mbappe. That is a superb ball, but the Frenchman can't quite bring it down, and that'll run through to the goalkeeper. But you could just tell, Sociedad limited all the options there, that they forced Marquinhos to go long to Mbappe, and it didn't pay off. And now Sociedad can get on the ball and play their stuff. And it is back with Ramiro. He's now going to try and find the long ball, looking for Andre Silva, who can't quite win the header against Pereira. And Hakimi flicks it on, but he only flicks it on so far as Lenormand. And Galán tries to play out there. Hakimi stops him from doing so. But I think Sociedad will be very happy with the first 10 minutes here. Emmanuel Aguibar will be very happy with his side. And Luis Enrique, on the other hand, will, I think, he won't be frustrated as of yet. We're only 11 minutes through. But I don't think he'll be completely happy with the way his side have come out and played today. They've not been up to the races, not been up to the standard. And he'll be hoping they can raise that in the next 10-15 minutes and try and find a goal. But once again, Sociedad sat here, limiting PSG to getting out of their own third. And it's really, really good pressure, really, really good play. And they've won the ball back high up the pitch here. And it's Barrenetxea. Tries to find Brais Mendes on the edge, but he can't quite do that. And now PSG are going to turn it from back to front with Hakimi and Fabian. But they lose the ball. And it's back with Barrenetxea, who felt he was fouled. And now PSG win it back. This is end-to-end stuff. Basketball-like. Dembele cuts in. He sits Galán on his arse. But that ball was lacklustre after that. And it again ran through to Ramiro in goal. Superb from Ousmane Dembele there. Putting the defender on his rear. And we know he's a very, very good player when he can keep fit. And the poor bloke just can't seem to do that most of the time. And actually, he's holding on this ball a very long time. Rescue's having to get a move on. And he's tried to find a long ball there. Oh, I tell you what. Marquinhos gets very fortunate there because he misses the ball, but no one's behind him. So he can just go back and recover it. And eventually find Donnarumma. But PSG do not look comfortable. And Danilo Pereira nearly losing it on the edge of his own area there. Very, very, very costly if Andre Silva had nicked the ball off him. And that is Zaire-Emery, and his progress was halted by the pullback in there from Barrenetxea, getting back into defend, just tugs on his arm, free kick to PSG. And someone wasn't very happy. It was Mikel Merino in there, wasn't very happy with that decision. The referee just had to have a word with him, just calm him down. As PSG actually ended up going backwards from the free kick, and not what they had in mind. And Here is Mikel Merino again, and this is good play in the middle of the park, and they managed to find Traore on the overlap. It's Kubo. Oh, that's a really poor pass. Oh, and that is a interesting decision, that, given handball against Barcola, and to me that looked like it just hit his side, but Takefusa Kubo's appeals were warranted, and a few instructions there from the manager into his midfield for Sociedad, just trying to make sure everyone is on the same wavelength there. In a dead ball situation, it's a perfect time for a side like Sociedad to try and find a goal in this game, try and find a breakthrough. You know, just approaching 15 minutes now. And if the delivery's on the money, it could cause some problems. It could be a fake one way, fake the other way. Still not put into the box after 4 fakes, and that is brilliant. And the over, and that is superb defending from Didier Pereira. And I can't believe that worked. That was incredible. The two players over the free kick faked to kick it about 4 times between them. The ball eventually went over the top to Mikel Merino, who then cuts it back from the back post. And it was hoofed over the bar from Dino Pereira. Unfortunately, all of it was wasted because the referees pulled it back for a foul on the edge against Sociedad. So that is a shame, because that was a really well worked routine, and I quite liked watching that. You know, that was good. Fair enough to him, and Galan does well in there just to stop that ball getting to Ousmane Dembele. And now Lenormand is going to go all the way back to his goalkeeper, who has had a good night so far. He had one big chance to save, and he saved it. He's under pressure here, and he does just release the ball, and he does find Kubo, who was pushed, and the referee offside. He's been given offside. I don't know how. I think Beraldo gets fortunate there. He gives Kubo a shove in the back there, but apparently he was alleged to come back from an offside position, and a bit of frustration on the touchline here from Luis Enrique. He's getting angry at someone. Not quite sure who, but clearly his feathers have been ruffled a little bit in this first half. Oh, and that is a terrible distribution. And I don't quite know what Andre Silva did there, but he won the ball back on the edge of the area and then fell over. Brilliant. And Baronetsi tries to flick that on, but it doesn't work. It falls to Merino. And now Sociedad trying to play some good stuff. Not quite coming off though. And PSG have it back, but Donnarumma is forced just to smash it out of play. And I tell you what, PSG have not looked comfortable in this first 16 minutes, and I think Sociedad are really causing them some trouble. And that's kind of what we expected. But I don't quite see yet how we're going to break the deadlock here. That is a brilliant ball from Amad Traore. Found Andre Silva, who gave it to Kubo, and now it's back with Andre Silva. Back to Kubo. These two working so well, and Kubo sends Beraldo to the shops, sends him again, keeps cutting inside. Kubo has a go, and that is into the side netting. But really good play from the young Japanese winger. Does really well, sends the left back one way, sends Beraldo the other way, and then gets a shot away. But that is into the side netting. And Donnarumma, I tell you what, he was worried about that for a moment, diving towards his near post. But PSG let off again, but really good from Sociedad in there, playing some really nice football. And again, that is another show of how well they've played. And just to reference at the poll in chat, we have got a 50-50 split between PSG and Sociedad, and I think that says a lot on how tonight is going to go and how it's gone so far. Very even, nothing to split the two sides. I'm quite surprised we haven't had a vote for a draw, but as we all know, no one likes to vote for draws on this channel, and that is a deep ball put in towards the back post. And I'm not quite sure what's been given here, because there was a few hands up for offside. The referee had always blown a whistle, but it will go down as... Sorry, just waiting to find out here what is going to happen. It is going to be a Kubo corner for Sociedad. Very, very good evening so far for Kubo. Now a chance to put the ball into the box. Good delivery. And it is headed clear by... Was Zaire Emery at the front post, but it's kept alive by Sociedad, and they're going to work the way round. And unfortunately, they're going to be forced back to their goalkeeper here. Not quite be able to create too much from that corner. Bit of a shame. Andre Silva goes down holding his face. Was there an elbow in there? And this is going to be interesting. The foul's been given. And both players on the floor. It just looked like... Ooh, that's a nasty one from Beraldo. And there's been a bit of afters as well, So it's actually Brace Mendes. Sorry, not Andre Silva. It's Brace Mendes who just got hit. And I think it's just going to be a yellow card. Is it a yellow card or is he going to get away with it? It's a free kick to Sociedad nonetheless. And while we wait to find out what's happening, Samaya, welcome to the stream. I think 1-2 Sociedad. Fair enough. Another person going for a Sociedad win. And do you know what? I could see that happening. The way this game's gone so far, 20 minutes through, PSG I think have been the second best side. And as you say there, PSG down for a while will be there no matter what. And yeah, it's one of those. You always no one is going to be crying their eyes out if PSG were to lose tonight. You know, if Mbappe goes another year without a UCL. And Mendes just over this free kick. Good delivery. Headed away by Daniel Pereira though, and that is unfortunately all they're going to get from that set piece. Once again, not really utilising a dead ball situation. We've had a few of them now, and apart from the one I really liked earlier where they dummied it about 4 times, caught me off guard. Apart from that, we haven't really seen too much threat. That is another long ball looking for Kubo, but come on, it's basics. Kubo's not going to win the header, is he? Think about it. But Marino is keeping Fabian under pressure here. And luckily for him, Zaire comes to help out the Spanish midfielder. Long ball knocked into Andre Silva. Laid off to Kubo. And here comes Sociedad again. Looking to cause problems. Kubo sends the left back again. Here's Mikel Merino. Is you going to use Kubo on the overlap? Daniel Pereira stands him up. Delivery from Kubo. Header from... Oh, and I tell you what. That was bare inches away from Andre Silva. Again, Kubo, so good. He is so good. Just stands his man up. Dummies in one way. Crosses it in with the other foot, with his left foot. Outswing on Andre Silva. That is a hell of a leap. That is a brilliant header. Just wide of the mark. But again, really good from Sociedad. That is a fair tackle, apparently, from Hamad Traore. And PSG are going to move it still, though. They kept the ball. And it's Ousmane Dembele down the right-hand side now. He cuts in. Goes back on himself to use Hakimi, who's out wide now. He goes back to Dembele, who's got a little bit of room to work with here. I don't know who he's seen. Has he forgot he's playing in blue? Or does he now want to play in white and in stripes? Because that is a terrible pass. Dear, oh dear. And if you hadn't guessed, Sociedad won the ball back. And Kubo could lay it off to Hamad Traore, who is going to go back to the Japanese wing. And there's a switch on there because Hakimi's out of position. Kubo doesn't fancy it though. And instead prefers to play the triangles. And Hamad Traore has put a brilliant ball through to Andre Silva, who manages to bring it down, but Danilo Pereira does want to get back in. And then the Portuguese striker is going to foul him there. And the referee is just going to have a word with the marksman. Let's have a look here. Silva challenges. Danilo Pereira wins the ball back. Oh, that is lucky. Because I don't know where he touches his shin. And Danilo Pereira has gone down like someone's just put a bullet through his shin. And nobody touched his shin. So a bit of a let-off there for PSG, I feel. And Donnarumma, that is a lovely ball out. Really good distribution. But Ousmane Dembele, someone needs to tell him that he's playing in blue and white. So he's playing in blue. Because he keeps passing it to people in Sociedad colours. But Zaire won the ball back here. He's on a charge up the field. He is going to use Ousmane Dembele, who looks to find Vitinha. It's going to fall to Mbappe on the edge of the area. Does a little step over. Don't know why. It was really unnecessary. The pass was crap. Barcola's touch was even worse. And it's going to roll out for a Sociedad free kick. And that is what you call doing too much. Why are you doing step overs for Mbappe? Rubbish. He's not rubbish, but it's just silly. It's really silly. And then and the pass is massively overhit, and Barcola's touch didn't stand a chance. He could have had a touch like Lionel Messi there, and I'm not sure that he would have got there. It's beyond me when you've been second best in the game for the first half of the 45, and you're doing step overs. Beyond me, absolutely beyond me. But I guess he earns all the big bucks, doesn't he, and scores loads of goals. Here is now Hakimi. That is a hell of a ball. If Ousmane Dembele's onside, he's in behind here, 1-on-1. Ousmane Dembele has a go, puts it into the side netting, and the flag goes out on the far side anyway. Because he is, I'll probably say an acre or two offside. So, unfortunate for him. He put it wide anyway, didn't matter. And Sociedad will take this chance to just relax a little bit. They're going to move the ball up the pitch as well. The ref is going to sort out where this is meant to be. And we are going to get back underway. But overall, 25 minutes through, very impressed with how Real Sociedad have played tonight. I think they've done really well. They've caused PSG a lot of problems. And you look at the possession there, 57-43. PSG had a little bit more of the ball. But I don't think that fully represents how this game has been played. And there's not much in it. That's 7%. Well, 14%, but 7% either way. And that is a good flick on from Ousmane Dembele. He finds Mbappe, who spins his man. But that is exactly what they need to do there. That was tag teaming 2-on-1 between Galan and Lenormand, who has been brought down there by Ousmane Dembele, who has then levered the ball away. And the referee is going to say, hello, mate, you can't do that. And is not going to book him. Okay. Well, he slid in there and fouled the left back. And then he's got up and just levered the ball away. And he is somehow going to avoid a yellow card. I don't understand. Mbappe, this was in when Mbappe got in behind, but brilliant between, who is that? That is Galan getting in alongside his centre half to get the tackle in to stop Mbappe causing any problems. And Alex Ramiro again, brilliant pass, but can't quite bring it under control. Good Baronet, yeah. Good from Traore in there, and Hamad Traore has seen a ball onto Andre Silva, and he has found that ball, and it isn't quite going to reach him, and Hakimi's going to get there, but Mikel Merino gets a tackle in and knocks it out for a PSG throw-in. But good stuff from both sides so far. PSG hitting more of a rhythm now. Just feels like Sociedad had to drop back a couple of yards just to be aware of that PSG threat. Now they decide to turn out, and Mbappe is 100% come from offside position. Linesman has seen that immediately, and we will get another Sociedad free kick. And Emmanuel Alguacil will be very happy with his side so far, I think. And I think this is why Sociedad have done so well, because they are a side that listen to their manager. And when you listen to your manager, and when you complete his instructions superbly, and that you execute them with incredible delivery, then you're going to have no problems at all. Because, obviously, at the end of the day, managers know best, and he is a very good manager. And when you listen to him, it's going to pay off. As it does at most clubs. If you listen to your manager and work hard, it's going to pay off. That's exactly what they're doing this season at Sociedad. And that is why they are taking the game to teams like PSG. And that is why they're coming forward in the manner they are now. And here is Bryce Mendes. He is going to find Mikel Merino out on the left-hand side for now. He's going to backheel it back to Bryce Mendes, who finds the captain once again. He goes to Zubimendi, who is going to go back to... Let's end up with Kubo here, actually. Don't know why he's so deep. Kubo, see, that's why. He can pass a foot like that, and Baronetsia, he's got his hands on his head, because that is a terrible touch. It is a superb, absolutely sublime switch of the play from Kubo. And it's the typical, the ball's got under his foot. You see that under 10s. You're playing the Champions League. It's got to be better. Because that's a big chance there for Sociedad wasted. Because if he brings that down, he's got green grass in front of him. That is a big waste. But he's got the ball again. And I mean, he made up for it. That was really good. And it's knocked out by Marquinhos for a PSG, not a PSG throw, a Sociedad throw. He can't kick it out of his own throw, can he? And it's Jose Gallant to take this throw. And I didn't actually realise. I just clocked it's raining. It's absolutely chucking it down. Well, no, it's spitting in Paris. Let's just say that. Didn't notice, to be honest. Looks bone dry from here. But no. Bit of a slippery surface then. Could cause some issues. And PSG have been caused issues without the wet weather causing any problems, and it's far from ideal for them. They'll be hoping that they can pick up the performance in the next 15 minutes. Sorry, nearly fell from a chair there. What happened? Here's Marquinhos. He is going to go back to Donnarumma, who is going to use Benaglo. Not Benaglo, what's his name? Pereira, here he is. Marquinhos. Where should Kubo go when he leaves Sociedad? If he leaves Sociedad, that is a good question. I feel it's one of those where I think he's a very, very good player. But obviously, he had a go at Real, didn't work out. I think Spain's not a route because you sign for Atletico Madrid, you're going to be taught how to play terrible and just kick people. But Barcelona can't sign anyone, and Real ship sailed. Serie A is not a league anyone wants to go to right now because you don't know what's going to happen there. Bundesliga, I mean, I could see it. I think he'd be very good at a Dortmund or even a Leverkusen or something like that. He'd be very, very good. Not quite sure Bayern would have him, but I think he could cut it over there. Premier League. Problem with Premier League, I don't know where he goes. Because what a European team. He's got to be a team he's playing Champions League football. It's got to be a team that are playing Champions League football right now. So I don't quite know where he fits in that manner. Because no one wants to play for Manchester United. Why they want that? And I don't look at any other club wanting him. What's the other league I've missed out there? I mean, Ligue 1. To be honest, I think he's too humble for PSG. He just seems like a really genuine bloke, and I don't think he'd go to PSG because he doesn't like. Oh, hang on, that's a loose pass in the middle of the park, and it's one back. Oh no, it's not because that is really poor. Just. Why would I don't understand some decisions sometimes from players, but anyway, here's Barcola looks to release Mbappe, who has actually for the first time tonight been outpaced by Normand and now wins a throw, and this is Zaire Emery, and he gives it back to Mbappe, who tries to take on the world again, and he has, because Traore's thrown himself at him. It's still Mbappe, tries to beat Lenormand, doesn't work out, and wins a PSG corner. I don't know what he's moaning about. Maybe if he learnt to pass the football, he might have more options. Yeah, he had 3 options on there, decided to run at the defender, and then has the audacity to moan that they didn't give him good enough opportunities. Load of rubbish he is. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. I think Arsenal maybe. You got Saka, and we know that Arteta doesn't want to play anyone that isn't Bukayo Saka. Liverpool depends who goes in there. Chelsea needs to stop spending money. I don't care who it is. Don't buy him. And Mbappe's just got why has he got his shirt off? I'm not joking. So the corner's come in, and Alex Ramirez tipped out for another corner. And then while the referee's talking to some players because they're pushing each other, Mbappe just takes his shirt off. Why? It's another corner anyway. And they're going to stop again because Danilo Pereira's been an absolute twat. And he's like, what am I doing? When he keeps pushing people over. Anyway, ball in from Dembele. And after all that, it's headed clear. Hakimi on the edge. Deflected once, deflected twice. And then headed over by Bradley Buckler. What a waste of my time. I had to sit there and watch Danilo Pereira push people around. And Mbappe take his shirt off. Just for them to not beat the first man. Dear oh dear. 11 minutes to go of this first half, and it's been an okay first half from all accounts. That's a good ball. Great touch from Mikel Merino. Marino can't quite bring it down. It's back in possession of Warren Zaire-Emery. And Danilo Pereira and Marquinhos are now playing their own little game at the back here. Ousmane Dembele does really beat two players, but he's round backwards now. He's going to... Oh, this is superb. He's beaten 4. He's beaten 5. And eventually he's brought down in there. And that will be the first yellow card of the game to... There's actually 3 people who tried to take him out. Miguel Marino's on the floor. Not quite sure the card's gone to him. But Dembele takes on 5 players here. And it is Lenormand. No? I honestly couldn't tell you who the culprit is here. Because Miguel Marino is involved. He's on the floor. And he is down injured. And the physio's going to come on. And he looks in quite a lot of pain. It's his shoulder. It's the way he's landed. I don't think the card was shown to him. But someone's been booked here. Not quite sure who. We'll find out eventually. We know someone's in the book. That's the important part. I'm kind of hoping they put a graphic up to tell me in a minute. We'll watch it back here. I think it's Lenormand in there. Not a nice one for Mikel Merino. Could be him as well, though. He's still down on the floor. Hopefully he's okay to carry on. And it was Robin Lenormand who went into the book. Bit of a confusing one there, but eventually we got to it. Well done, guys. And the Sociedad captain is still on the floor here, feeling a lot of discomfort in what looks to be his left shoulder. But he's going to get back to his feet. And I think he's going to be okay to carry on, which is good to see. Just going to feel it out, roll it around a bit. Obviously, things like this they're going to be very careful about. You don't want any problems with his shoulders or his neck or his upper, kind of upper area here. So they're going to check, just to double check he's okay. But back to the football. This is a good position for Hakimi. He could deliver it, which he probably will. If he fancies his name up in lights tonight, in all the French papers in the morning, he will have a go from range and try and find the top corner. The ball is put in by Hakimi. Fall to Marquinhos at the back post, who keeps it alive and it's headed away by Jose Galán in there for a PSG corner. But another one, I'm liking these routines. Oh, hang on, it's gone short. I've been caught out. Hakimi, Dembele to Fabian, to Hakimi, who's going to deliver it on his weaker foot. Kept alive by Vitinha. Falls to Zaire-Emery. Delivered by Barcola, straight into the arms of Alex Ramiro. But as I was saying, I'm really liking these routines where they, cut the ball back to the far post. It's creating some problems for both sides, and you feel that it's going to maybe create us a goal at some point in this game. 7 minutes on the clock then. Not on the clock. There's 7 minutes off the clock left. But as I said, as I predicted as well, it's been a bit of a slow and quiet game. 7 shots split between two sides. 4 for PSG, 3 for Real Sociedad. And only 1 shot on target, and that was Mbappe's in the early stages. Apart from that, we are yet to see the target tested by any other player, any other shot. So a little bit lacklustre in front of goal, and I feel like that is what we're missing at the moment. Hakimi is going to launch that ball long, and it's going to be won back by Lenormand, and Marino, who is now back on the pitch, wins the ball back, and Gallan managed to draw a throw-in from Emery. Jose Gallan. Now, and you feel like if Sociedad could nick something in this latter stage of the first half, it'd be a big blow for PSG. Likewise, if PSG had to score, it's going to be a big blow for Sociedad. Ramiro goes long. Headers in one by Barnezia. Marquinhos is going to put him under all kinds of pressure, and that is not quite going to pay off. And now, so sorry, I completely try to keep up, and that is a row tackle in there, and another row tackle, but they eventually win the ball back in there, Sociedad. Kubo sends the left back to the shops again. Here he comes, and he wins. Honestly, this left back might as well take his shoes off, go sit in the change room, and say goodnight, because he is getting absolutely torn apart by Kubo. And now it is that man aforementioned that will take the corner. And another chance for Sociedad to utilise a dead ball situation to try and break the deadlock. 5 minutes to go. This would be a brilliant time to score. Kubo doesn't know whether he can take the corner or not. He is allowed to, and he's going to deliver it, and that is not a bad ball in, and Donnarumma punches clear, and very, very far clear, out for a Sociedad throw on the opposite flank. Big punch, because if not, Mikel Merino was lurking, and he was ready to pounce. But they're going to take the time out of Sociedad. They are in no rush to get this throw-in taken. They'll be very happy, I feel, to get into... Sorry, they'll be very happy to get into half-time at 0-0. And this is Marino on the edge. Uses Kubo. Still Kubo. Gets the ball into the box, and Danilo Pereira takes over Andre Silva. The overhead kick attempt in there from Brais Mendes, who feels like he was fouled. But another crucial intervention from Danilo Pereira, because if not, once again, Andre Silva would have an opportunity to make it 1-0 from 5 yards out. And I'd back him to not miss from there, I really would. But again, here is Silva, holds the ball up, plays it in to Barnezia, and the overlapping run is found, and that is a terrible touch. It's Barnezia again up. This bloke is allowed to control the football, and from the PSG's throat, they quite literally punt it forwards, and that is Lenormand coming over the top there, and he's just got to be a little bit careful now, because he's on a yellow card, and he has just barreled into Ousmane Dembele there. And you feel like one or two more he could be seeing his marching orders. But wow. Watching back that Danilo Pereira attack, and then the overhead kick attempt from Brais Mendes didn't quite come to much. And it definitely wasn't a foul, I can tell you that. That's the ball gone long. And intercepted by Traore. And Sociedad can't quite bring the ball down. Here is Mendes. Managed to draw a throw-in. 42 minutes 30 now. Just a couple minutes left, plus additional. Traore going to move this ball down the right-hand side with a throw-in. And he goes long. And he finds Andre Silva, who manages to win another throw. Sociedad just moving out the line now. Kubo to Andre Silva. Can't quite get back to Kubo, but he manages to use Mendes in there, and Traore. Oh, this is absolutely sublime football. As Sociedad knock it round this right hand side, and they switch it to the left. Left, right, maybe a good night if they can score from this. Barnezia cutting in. Finds Kubo, who's got space to use. Plays Traore in down the line, and it's overhit. And that's a big waste of a really nice piece of play from Real Sociedad. I don't quite know what Traore is doing now. He's just running with the ball away from the goal. Never mind, each their own. And here he is, Donnarumma. Oh, he's going to go back to Marquinhos, Hakimi. Big header from Lionel Mand in there. And Sociedad just trying to find their way through here. And they have they won a free kick there, ref plays advantage. And Sociedad can keep coming forwards. Galan to Zumendi. Baranezia. Good stuff from Sociedad. Back into Mendes. Doesn't fancy the switch to Kubo. They've worked round to Traore, who I don't know how he's got away with that. And then it's really silly. And Barcola through the legs of two, but can't get past the third. Andre Silva had to look left. Baranezia was in acres. He's returned back on himself. And again, just running around in circles like a headless chicken. Is Kubo. Marino. As I go for range off a bar. Wow. That was mere inches from goal of the tournament, I tell you that. Picks the ball up, takes a touch, sets it out in front of him. 25 yards, pulls the trigger. Donnarumma stood no chance, rattles off the crossbar. Wow. What a strike. So close. So close to scoring an absolute perler. Even the referee thought it was going in. 1 minute of additional time. Wow. That was very, very close. Can't believe that. I thought I was going in. As Jack says, anyone else in the chat, feel free to say hi, say a hello, a score prediction, thoughts on the game. We'll be talking about it all through half time, so feel free to say something, get involved. Let me know what you're thinking. And that is going to be it for the first half. Still all level. And an okay start to this game. It's been quite an exciting start to the game. And it is also 0-0 in Italy. As Lazio have held Bayern Munich for 45 minutes. So we are yet to get a goal tonight. That is a bit of a shame. But what can I say? It's what I predicted. I said this game would be 0-0, and so far we are on for that result. You know, I feel like, where do we start? I tell you what, let's start with a few match stats. And let's see what we can find. Here we go. I mean, so far we're looking at the ratings. I mean, somehow Danilo Pereira is apparently the best player on the pitch. I don't know what game they've been watching, but it's not the same I've been watching. But stats, I mean, they're not great reading. For a fan of goals, we are looking at 5 shots for Sociedad, 4 for PSG. Still, only 1 shot on target between the two sides, and that was Mbappe's shot in the 5th minute. That's really bad. We haven't had a shot on target for 40 minutes or so. And obviously, we had the one at the end there where Mikel Merino hit the woodwork. So, apart from that and the Mbappe chance, we have not seen anything in front of goal. Looking at the XG, 0.31 for PSG, 0.25. Very, very low scoring XG. Very, very low chances created in this game. It's all been about the ball. You know, both sides notching up over 150 passes. PSG at 265, Sociedad at 183. And, I mean, it says a lot. You know, I'm looking at saves here, and Ramiro's made 1, and Donnarumma hasn't made any. We've had 1 save in 45 minutes. Been a really, really poor game in front of goal for both sides. A handful of shots, very little XG, 1 shot on target, and only 1 save between the two goalkeepers. I tell you what, Donnarumma might as well go home because he's not needed tonight. Clearly, you know, that is not good reading for a neutral and not good reading for a player, for a team that would want to win this game from PSG's point of view. And Am I surprised? Not really. But was I kind of hoping I'd be wrong? Yes. I think I want to see a little bit more. I want to see a bit more threat. You know, this is what frustrates me about PSG and about players like Mbappe. Is he's done nothing. Mbappe's done absolutely nothing in the first half. But he could still go out in the second half, score a double, and everyone goes, how good is Kylian Mbappe? And that is what you get when you watch PSG. They could be terrible. Like they could do nothing. They created nothing in the first half, did nothing. Had very little shots, very little goal mouth action. But if Mbappe scores a hat trick in the second half, then everyone goes, oh my god, PSG are amazing. Well, really, Sociedad have turned up at the Parc des Princes tonight and have said, actually, PSG aren't very good and we're going to prove that. And for 45 minutes there, they've done exactly that. They have proved that PSG aren't as good as people might think. And Sociedad have stuck to their game plan. They've executed every instruction perfectly. They've been defensively rock solid. I think they've done well in the middle of the park. Their midfield three seems to be, for me, it seems to be winning that battle. I think Zubimendi in there, sitting, and then you have Mikel Merino just, kind of covering that box area, and then Bryce Mendes likes to link up, but we know Mikel Merino can also get forwards in there. And I think they're winning that midfield battle. So defensively rock solid, winning the midfield battle. And the front three, I think have done well. And particularly Takefusa Kubo. He has been, I don't want to say, he's been absolutely brilliant. Every time he picks up, there are very few players who play football who look dangerous every time they touch the ball. I'm talking Salahs. I'm talking Eden Hazards. I'm talking Lionel Messi's. Every time that players like them picked up the ball, they look like they're going to score. They look like they're going to cause a problem for the opposition, and that is what Kubo is doing tonight against PSG. Every time he gets the ball, and it's the directness, and he runs at me. He don't dawdle. We see all these pet wingers and all these, some wingers who dawdle, take too long, don't, take their man on, don't run at them. And that's what Kubo does so well, is he just runs at them. And he is absolutely incredible. He can go left, he can go right, he can cross it in, he can cut in and have a shot, he can cut in and lay it off, and he's beaten the left back every single time he's ran at him. Every single time he's ran at him. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Every single time he runs at the left back, he beats him. And I think that could be somewhere that Sociedad can utilise in the second half. Get him running. Get Kubo running at PSG. They don't like it. And 100% dribble success rate, as chat says. He hasn't lost the ball when he's ran at his defence tonight. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy numbers. But we're just looking here about how from even minute one, PSG haven't been comfortable. They started really poorly. They started really sloppily. And they kept losing the ball. They were dispossessed very cheaply. They made a few errors. Here's my favourite. The free kick, dummied 4 times. Then put in the box. Real shame there was a foul in there, because I felt like that could have led to a goal. It's a shame to see really well worked set piece. To see really well worked set piece routines that pay off like that, and that work like that, and it's a shame to see them end that way. But overall, I think there are 2 very different feelings about this game. I think Sociedad will look at it and they'll be very happy. They've executed their game plan. They've fought well, and they've turned up and given PSG a game tonight. The important thing and the number one thing, if I'm Emmanuel Aguirre in that changing room, the one thing I'm saying is do it again. Because it is very easy, and sides do this again, against bigger sides. It is very easy to give PSG a game for the first half, but to cut it in the second and throw it all away. And it is key they don't do that. For PSG, it is all about, it's all about upping their game. They have not been good enough. They need to improve in all areas for me. And it really hasn't been good enough. Really hasn't been good enough. I think PSG, with the quality on the pitch, they could raise their game. They could raise their level. They need to use Mbappe more. And I need to see more from the midfield. They're losing the battle in there. And I think defensively, maybe they've been a little bit slow. That's why they've been caught out so much. Yes, they're under a lot of pressure. But if you move that ball, it doesn't matter what team you are, the quicker you move the ball, the better you look. And if they can just move the ball that half a second quicker, it might just help them out a lot in the long run. Just maybe. But who knows, It's one of those where if PSG don't up their game, I think they're in serious trouble of losing this. And as Samaya says, Sociedad could get through, and they're backing them 100%. Fair enough. I mean, I don't blame you, because PSG have not looked like winning this game at all. I still think it'll be 0-0. I'm sticking with my prediction. We're not getting a goal tonight for me. I just don't see it happening, because PSG don't know they're going to score. Sociedad look happy with a point. PSG aren't playing bad enough to concede, but they're not playing well enough to score. And I think we will be all square after 90 minutes, and we'll be heading. And this is my one biggest problem with two-legged ties, and this is why I hate it. This is one of the reasons I hate it for many reasons. But if this is 0-0 tonight, then this 90 minutes is completely pointless. It is, and that's what frustrates you at leg football. Is that if this ends 0-0 tonight, then there was no point in this game. But we might be surprised. Honestly, if both sides raise their game by a couple notches, we could watch a superb second half. I mean, to be honest, the first half wasn't bad. I quite enjoyed watching it. I had quite a nice evening. I think it's been a decent game. But if both sides just raise their game that little bit extra, then maybe we get something out of it. But a few minutes to go until the second half now. Get your thoughts in the chat if you are watching along. Let me know what you're thinking. Has your prediction changed? If you didn't make one, then make one now. Let you get away with it at half time. But, I want to see what you guys are thinking. Because for me, I've enjoyed it. But I know there might be some people maybe who have a different view. So let me know what you're thinking. And I'm intrigued to see what everyone's... because Samaya's backing Sociedad 100%. I'm sitting on the fence. What else is everyone else thinking? Are we going to get a game today, or are either side going to come out in the second half and really take it to the town? Either way, I think we're in for a good half, and hopefully we'll be getting underway shortly once again. Because I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed that that first half. I think it was a decent game. And again, some people might disagree with me, but I think from a tactical point of view, from a person like I like to watch games where it's competitive. I like to watch games where it's aggressive and where it is quite it's a well fought contest, and I think that's what we've got so far. And that's why I say if both sides can just up it by a couple notches, then maybe, just maybe, we could be in the money to get a few more goals tonight. Like, I really do think that. But yeah, obviously Lazio Bayern. I can't tell you too much happened over there, but that is still all square as well. I get that. I think that's quite big for Napoli as well, because Bayern are having a bit of a time of it at the moment. They're not playing too well. So that'd be a big opportunity for Lazio to get something out of that. So, you know, I think that's going quite well over there. For who was I talking for? Lazio, sorry, forgot what I was talking about there. Any subs expected? I'll be surprised. I don't think either side's been that bad that they want subs, but could PSG change things up? Should we have a look at the bench? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Hang on, sorry. Here we go. PSG could turn to a, Randall Koulibaly and Asensio, Goncalo Ramos. Could even turn to Ethan Mbappe. Tell you what, if his name was Ethan Johns, he's not in the team. Because, never mind. Carlos Soler's on there as well. Ugarte, I said, if you're losing that midfield battle, bring in. Why are they not starting? I don't know. Why Manuel Ugarte does not start tonight is beyond me. Very, very good player. And to opt to not play him tonight and then lose the midfield battle is... it explains it. But, here we go. Both sides got... And that is... Well, just noticing there, Noni Mukiele hasn't come out with any of his coat on or anything. So could he be coming on? Maybe. Or maybe he's just not as cold as everyone else. No, he's not. Sorry, he's just a unit. He don't get cold. He don't need a coat. Come both sides then, ready for a good second half. We got any changes? No, he was on there before. I don't think so. I think we are sticking with the same 22 that started the game and finished the game. Sorry, not finished the game. Still 4 minutes to go. Finished the end. Also, what is this very weird tunnel at PSG? It's one of those things. I think it might get on your back door, maybe. One of those flaps that you walk through. It's meant to keep all the like bugs and things out. Not quite sure why it's on the PSG thing. It's like it's like the start of a car wash. If people get on about. Bit strange, isn't it? Don't know why it's there. Someone knows the answer. Let me know. Maybe there's a car down there. But second half, about to get underway. Can we get a goal? Will we get a goal? Who knows? Sociedad get us underway. Big second half incoming. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, eh? Right. And again, Sociedad starting fast, kicking themselves up into PSG's half. But unfortunately, a poor touch there from Baronetsia. And PSG win the ball back and get a throw. They launch it long, though, and it's dispossessed in the midfield once again. And we talked about them losing that midfield battle in there. Sorry. And it's actually been given a free... That's not a free kick. But okay. Mbappe, look, told the referee he was pushed. The ref said, yes, he was pushed. He weren't pushed. It was a nudge in the back, and he made a meal of it. Here's Hakimi. And that is a... Sorry. That is a really poor pass. And it goes out for a Sociedad throw. And encouraging signs already in the second half for Real Madrid. Not Real Madrid, Real Sociedad. Honestly. I'm getting there, I promise. And that ball is flicked on Andre Silva into the path of Baronetsia. And Andre Silva there is brought down by Vitinha. And it will be a free kick to Sociedad. Really clumsy. No need to foul in there. And another chance for a dead ball situation. And chance for Sociedad to get the ball into the box while we wait for that. Ryan Tune, welcome, mate. With the old high and the old full stop. The Ryan Tune classic. Hello, mate. Thanks for dropping him. Oh, that's a loose pass in there from Galan this time. Who just knocks it out for a throw. Neither side can kick the ball on the pitch. And now Hakimi will have a chance to throw the ball back into play. And here's Ousmane Dembele to Pereira. Hakimi back to Vitinha, who goes back to his goalkeeper. Beraldo. That is another loose pass. He's had a terrible game, Beraldo. And up against Kubo. Here he is again, and Kubo's beating him again. You can't write this man. Beraldo plays a poor pass. The ball falls to Kubo. And he takes him on and beats him again. He's had a terrible evening. Beraldo at left back. Throw the ball, and that throw was much better than any other pass he's tried to play tonight. So well done him. Here is Donnarumma to Hakimi. And there's a poor pass, and it falls to Baronezia, to Andre Silva on the edge of the area. Why does he not hit it? He does hit it. Why didn't he hit it earlier? And it's been given handball against Andre Silva. But why has he not hit it earlier? Where's the hand? Anyway, here's Ousmane Dembele. Cuts inside. Oh, through the legs, and here's Mbappe. Where's he go? He's taking himself too wide. Hakimi. Dembele. Vitinha. Zaire to Barcola, who finds Fabian. Back out to Vitinha. Nice little shimmy. Finds Hakimi. Really well done. Delivered by the Moroccan to Mbappe. And that one is claimed easily by Alex Romero. Better from PSG though. Better stuff. Terrible shot from Mbappe, really. Ravish, isn't he? Ravish. Kubo gonna lead the throw for his mate. His teammate. Don't know if they're mates. And Hamad Traore is just gonna walk up to get it. The ref is saying, I'm gonna stop the game if you're gonna keep taking this amount of time. And the long throw, looking for Andre Silva, finds Andre Silva, and again he loses out to Didier Pereira, but this time he wins a corner, and Sociedad now have the chance to hit the front from a set piece again. Good defending from Didier Pereira. He's had a good game tonight. I know I said in the half time that I don't think he's the best player on the pitch. I think he's done decently though. Kubo, ball in, doesn't beat the first man. Disappointing. Gets another go though, because it's another corner. Right, now, this time, let's try and get the corner over the first man, Kubo? Go short. Doesn't risk it, Marino, Kubo. Falls to Zubimendi to Kubo. Through the legs, still got the ball. Zubimendi to Baronezia, who can't keep it. How's he not? He's been rubbish, tell you that. Baronezia's had a really poor game. And I'll see Noah Yarzabal. I don't quite know where he is. He's the top goal scorer for him. But I don't know where he is. I thought he left the club, to be honest. But maybe not. Ball on from Alan. Zaire. Oh, brilliant running in there from Baronezia. And he wins a... No, he doesn't. He concedes a throw. Hakimi. Dembele. Vitinha, good turn. Really, really good in midfield there. Very good player he is. Sir Emery loses the ball. Gallan's battling. Gallan, was he fouled? He definitely was. Referee says no. And PSG will keep the ball. Is it Gallan or Hallan? It might be Hallan. But equally, it's not Jose Hire, is it? It's Jose Gaia. Don't quite know. If anyone knows, let me know. It's Hallan or Jal. That's not Jalan, is it? Hallan or Gallan. I'm going to stick with Gallan because that's what I've said for the first 52 minutes. And that is going to go out for a Sociedad throw-in. Mikel Merino does well there. Thought he might have conceded it himself. Referee says otherwise. And that was a really good piece of play there from Vitinha. And here is Traore. Finds Baronetsia. To Mikel Merino. Back to Baronetsia. Takes on Hakimi. And Hakimi is forced to concede a corner. Yes. Better from Baronetsia. And again, he's doing what Kubo's been doing all night. Taking on his fullback. Causing him problems. Different as Hakimi's a little bit quicker than Roberto. Not Roberto. Ribeiro. Not Roberto? Returlo. Something like that. Here is Zubimendi. Baronetsia plays a lovely little ball to Kubo. Who was he pushed? Was he pushed by Barcola there? Referee says no. And the ball's in Tottenham's arms. And I'm intrigued to see that one back again. Looked like a shove to me. Maybe he's already off the pitch. Brilliant battling from Zubimendi in there. And now Sos has the ball back. Here is Zubimendi. Goes back to Lenormand. And that's the first time I've heard his name today. Sorry, this half. Which tells you a lot about how the first 10 minutes of this second half has gone. It's been all Sociedad. PSG, no sniffs. But here's Vitinha. And he finds Kylian Mbappe. It looked like having a go. Was he fouled? No, he was not. And it is a clean whistle of the ball. Kubo actually loses the ball to the fullback now. And Barcola is running it. Is opposing. And Barcola's got it back. And he cuts in. And that is not convincing goalkeeping from Romero. Traore tried to run out of his own area. Then Barcola nipped it off him. Skipped past Lenormand. And that's a goal kick. That's a goal kick. That's a poor decision from the referee. That's a stonewall goal kick. Ball in from Dembele, headed away by Mikel Merino. Vitinha on the edge finds Kylian Mbappe. Sizes up his man. Darts to the right. Has a go. Blocked into the side netting. Another PSG corner. And as I said, PSG haven't had a sniff. Now they're having some chances. Really good block in there. Just forces it wide. And it will go out for a PSG corner again. And this is... who is that? That is Hamad Traore. Who is on the deck for Sociedad. And this is far from ideal. Is he going to be okay to continue? The physios haven't been called on. He's just sat on the floor at the moment. Not quite sure what happened from the corner here. Does Mbappe do anything? Oh, Mbappe just trod on him. And the physios are now on to treat the injured fullback. But yeah, hopefully he is okay. Let's have a look at some things tonight then. We are currently on... Let's have a look. We are currently on 6 likes. If we can get that to 10... By the end of tonight, I'll be very, very happy. If I'm looking at the poll in chat, we are now... It's split up a little bit. We had 50-50 PSG Sociedad. We're now looking at 36% to the Parisians, 55% to Real Sociedad. And a draw has 9% of the vote. So, as the second half's gone on, And throughout half-time, a lot of people feeling that Sociedad will have the advantage, will take the lead in this game, or at least have a chance of getting something out of it. There's been a bit of pushing and shoving in there, and Lenormand has hit the deck, and the ref, again, is having to tell... You wouldn't be surprised who it is. It's Danilo Pereira. Yeah, I'm shocked too. Ball in from Dembele, flicked on, and it's in by Kylian Mbappe. And that is 1-0 to PSG. Absolutely inevitable. Real Sociedad switch off from the corner. It's flicked on by Marquinhos. And who else is it going to be but Kylian Mbappe at the back post, unmarked. And PSG take the lead in this game just before the hour mark. Huge goal in there. And, I mean, what a surprise. It was Kylian Mbappe. Well worked goal, and it's a frustrating one for Sociedad to concede. They all just, with the injury, Dembele takes the corner, flicked on by Marquinhos, and Kylian Mbappe is left unmarked by Kubo. And it is an easy finish for the Frenchman. Never going to miss from there. Few yards out. Knocks it past the goalkeeper. And PSG have the lead. And for you feel it'd be frustrating for Sociedad, because if that's the goal they concede tonight from a set piece, they'll feel very, very frustrated. Because you could always do better for a set piece. You know, that's really poor marking. First to let Marquinhos have a free header, and then to leave Kylian Mbappe unmarked is just a crime. And you do get punished in those situations. And that ball has been fed through to Kylian Mbappe again, and he can't quite keep it in, and he slides into the sideboards. He was offside anyway. Frustrating one for him there. But PSG have their goal. They have their breakthrough. And finally, we have a goal in this game just before an hour played. It was inevitable because it's Mbappe. But there's been no sign of that goal coming for the whole of the game. And now PSG are looking to take the ascendancy. Here comes Ousmane Dembele. There's an overload on the left-hand side if he can switch it. Doesn't need to. Finds Hakimi, puts it across. And that is a really good piece of defending in there from Bryce Mendes. But too easy again from Sociedad. Now they're starting to... Gaps are starting to form. They're starting to tire. And another corner for Ousmane Dembele to take. And the last corner they had caused a problem and resulted in a goal. And this one is hooked in there. And there's a bit of a tangle between Traore and Mbappe, which involved Mbappe hitting the floor. That's a brilliant header away from Mikel Merino. Oh. And PSG will live to fight another day. But that goal is going to have a shift in momentum because, as I said, you know, it really felt like Sociedad were on top in the second half. And then a goal out of nothing from a set piece for PSG, and suddenly this game is looking very, very different. But it is still only 1-0. Anything can happen. Sociedad are still very much in this game. And it feels like after seeing that goal, Luis Enrique is going to go to his bench. I think it was Carlos Soler and Marcos Asensio warming up. Just to bring a bit of dynamism to attack, try and get him another goal or two to put this game to bed and say goodnight. Here is Alex Romero in goal for Sociedad. A poor touch from Traore, dispossessed, and it falls to Mbappe, who fancies himself from range. No, he doesn't. Goes to Dembele, who spins his man not once but twice. And now he can deliver Ousmane Dembele, and it's headed away by Lenormand. But again, Sociedad are struggling. It just feels like they are starting to tread water a little bit. And PSG are looking to cause them to submerge. Beraldo in there. Pereira in there. Dembele delivers again for the 5th time tonight. And there was a bundle in there again with Mbappe hitting the floor. It was Traore again who bundled him over. Baronetti's clearance is not good enough. Hakimi on the edge. Here is Ousmane Dembele. Puts the ball in. Headed away. And only as far as Vitinha, who loses it, and now here comes Sociedad up the other end, and Mikel Merino. That pass is not good enough. And PSG have it back. And here is Vitinha, nice little skip of the feet. And now Bradley Barcola back to Vitinha. And Danilo Pereira will return it to his goalkeeper. Now there is a lack of urgency. There is less of a worry upon the faces of PSG because they have that goal. They have the ascendancy. And they now know they are in no rush to find something in this game unless Sociedad can respond themselves. And that is good defending from Lenormand to win the ball back and manage to knock it back to his goalkeeper. And here is the centre half. Plays it to Galan, who smashes it into Hakimi and wins a throw-in. It is Asensio, who's been sent out to warm up alongside Teo Hernandez. No, not Teo. Lucas Hernandez. Sorry. All running back to his own goal. Baranets has lost the ball and what a save! Baranezia running back towards his own goal, killing him, but he nicks it off him, and edge of the D, and Mbappe absolutely leathers it, and that is a superb save from Ramiro to tip it onto the bar and tip it over. That's a terrible tackle from Baranezia. Brings down Ousmane Dembele, who's asking for the card, and I think he's not going to get one, but Baranezia just dives in there on Ousmane Dembele. Terrible position to go a free kick, and another chance for PSG to apply some pressure to Real Sociedad. Ramiro just sawing out his wall. Hakimi over it. He has Dembele creating himself an option. And we have a big... I'll just wait for this, because I think there's something big's happened in Bayern Lazio, and I can't quite see what it is. But the ball goes out to Ousmane Dembele, who's been fouled again. This time by Javi Galan. And he's now going to get another set piece. But as I was saying, it is a red card for Deo Upamecano. On the 67th minute, he's seen a straight red card. I'm not quite sure what for, but a straight red card for Deo Upamecano in that game. That could be a game changer as the free kick is taken here. Falls to Barcola. What can he do? It goes one way, goes the other. Eventually loses the ball. He's won it back again though. Very messy over here, and he eventually concedes a throw-in. But as I said, that could be a huge moment in that game, huge turning point in the ties. Deo Upamecano sees a straight red card for Bayern, and if you're Lazio, that is going to prick your tails up. I will try and find out what that red card was for. And as that is happening, we have changes for Sociedad. It is Baranezia off for Arsene Zakarian, and he is a very good player. I can tell you that much for sure. And it is also a penalty to Lazio. It is a red card and a penalty. And Kimmich's also been booked. Absolute mare for Bayern Munich. It's all kicking off. Immobile is trying to power his way into the Bayern box. The ball is nudged down to Isaacson. He goes to shoot, and Upamecano wipes him out. Incredible scenes. And that is going to put Bayern in a really tough spot. Upamecano sees red. Penalty to Lazio. And Immobile has scored that penalty. Lazio 1, Bayern Munich 0. That is a huge moment in that tie. And I think it sends a big message to what is going on at Bayern Munich right now. Absolute calamity in the 70th minute. As here comes Traore. Crosses it in. Marquinhos manages to get it clear. Yeah, this game, kind of both sides just taking their foot off the pedal since the PSG goal. But good defending in there from Marquinhos. "24 minutes to go." A crazy scenes at Bayern Munich. Penalty, red card, goal. What more could you want? What more could you want in a game of football? Mbappe heads it on to Soler, who loses the ball. Good header by Galan, and it is knocked out for a throw by Zakarian. Marquinhos to Danilo Pereira. To Beraldo, who is going to cut inside here. This is dangerous. Gets away with it and uses his teammate Danilo Pereira, who is going to switch the play to Hakimi, who does a superb touch inside to see Zakarian past and then plays it to Zaire Emery, who at 17 years of age looks so mature, and he manages to find Kylian Mbappe, who's charging down at goal, has a go, this time over the bar. Notching up his shot count is Kylian Mbappe. He's up to 5 now for tonight. And again, confirmation, Lazio 1, Bayern Munich 0 from the penalty spot. Ciro Immobile, Bayern down to 10. And what that does there is that gives Lazio got 20 minutes with a man advantage to try and find another goal. But it also means that Upamecano is suspended for the second leg. And that is very much advantage Lazio now. It really is. That ball's flicked on, Zakarian can't quite get there. Hakimi sweeps up, knocks it back to Donnarumma, who uses Beraldo, who manages to knock it into Traore, who then will knock it out for a throw. Excuse me. And now there is going to be some PSG changes. That is Lucas Hernandez and Marco Asensio, who will be joining the fray shortly. Not quite now, but shortly. Here is Kubo. Does really well. Can he beat Beraldo? Not this time. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he won't win. And that is a trip there. Kubo just trips up Beraldo. Here is Hakimi. Dembele under pressure from Galan. Does really well to see him pass, but he's not quite there yet. And eventually he shifts the ball out and there's a bit of afters there and it will be advantage to PSG. Here comes Baklova and he cuts in and he scores, and that is absolutely brilliant. Does really well, picks the ball up on the halfway line, beats 3 people, and Barcola scores a very, very well taken goal. And that is a huge goal in the tie, doubling PSG's lead. Really, really well taken effort. And that is that for tonight. And I'll tell you what, that really puts PSG in a good position going into the second leg. Really good play. Barcola picks it up just as I said half. Skins Traore, who just doesn't put any effort in. Dives in, loses the ball, and Barcola through the legs of Ramiro into the far corner. Really, really good finish. Really, really good composure there. And that looks like it could be game, set, and match. Especially for tonight. Maybe even for the tie. And on that note, here comes some PSG changes. We are going to get, as I said, Marco Asensio is going to come on for Bradley Barcola. As soon as he scores, he's stripped off. But fair enough, the changes were made before the goal went in. Good night for Barcola. Gets his goal. Overall, he'll be happy with that. Asensio stepping into the fray. And then the second change was Lucas Hernandez for, and I'm not quite sure who for just at this moment in time. Danilo Pereira was the change. And the ball falls to Zakarian here, and he finds Andre Silva, but a good tackle there in there from Lucas Hernandez. Ball up in the air. Galan round the corner to Marino. To Lenormand. Back to Ramiro. Who finds his middleman. And this is good bet. This is better football, from Sociedad. And here is Arsene Zakarian. Delivers the ball. Oh, and it nearly got all the way through there. Not quite, though, and intercepted by PSG. Vitinha does well on the edge of the area to direct that away. Fabian to Mbappe. Who goes back to Lucas Hernandez to Marquinhos. All the way across the back four to Hakimi. Inside to Vitinha. Out wide to Ousmane Dembele nearly. Here is Mbappe. Fabian. Back to Mbappe. Mbappe wide them up. Thought he might have made it 3 there. Not quite. But better football again from PSG. They've really upped their game in the second half, and Sociedad just haven't been able to cope. And that's been the main difference. I really thought Sociedad were much stronger defensively. Would have much put more of a fight. And I said at half time, the one thing I would have said if I was in that Sociedad dressing room is go out there and do it again. Because it is one thing to take the game to a team like PSG for one half, but you have to do it for 2 to get anything out of it. They haven't done that. You know, they gave it a really good go for the first 45. The second 45 just has not been up to scratch. And that is why they find themselves 2-0 down here. Here is Asensio. To Marquinhos. Into Vitinha. Into Baralo. Lucas Hernandez. To Ousmane Dembele. PSG looking for a third, and you feel like a third would probably kill off the tie. Ousmane Dembele tries to find Lucas Hernandez, can't quite do that. Intercepted by Real Sociedad. Here is Andre Silva. Finds Zubinesta to Kubo, cuts in. Still with Kubo. Got 2 players on him. Wins a corner. Zumendi. So 15 minutes on the clock. Still 2-0 to PSG. Mbappe on 58. Barcola on 70. And if Sociedad can get one back, that will give them a helping hand into the second leg. And if they get one back now, who knows what they can do in the last 15 minutes. However, I just feel this could be done. Well there for Kubo. Header in, it's blocked by Andre Silva. It's still bouncing around, I can't tell who's in there. I think it was actually Lenormand's header was actually blocked on its way to goal by Andre Silva. And now at the other end, here comes Ousmane Dembele. Who brilliant defending from Galan. It is Andre Silva. Back to Galan. To Ramiro. Better from Sociedad. road tackle from Andre Silva in there, and it is back with PSG. Zaire-Emery. Ousmane Dembele, very bizarre flick around the corner, and Kubo picks it up. And he beats Lucas Hernandez. Good recovery though from the left back to get back in. And Kubo commits the foul. Advantage played by the referee. Hakimi. To Marquinhos. And back to Lucas Hernandez. Few things in chat. Samaya says, damn, lost their fire. Yeah, definitely. That kind of first goal killed him off from Gary. Hello, mate. This week's user fixture a bit lacklustre next week. Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more. I think Leipzig Real was pretty disappointing. Only 1-0 in there. City Copenhagen was always going to be a one-sided game, and today's games, I mean, oh, hang on, we've got some changes here. Lenormand's coming off for John Pacheco. That is going to be Andre Silva is going to come off for Umar Sadiq. And the third one is Bryce Mendes, who is going to come off for Benat Tuyentes. But yeah, and then today's game, I was expecting a bit more fight from Sociedad in the second half. And realistically, without a penalty and the red card at Lazio, that game would still be 0-0. So yeah, definitely see what you mean. Yeah, Napoli, Barca, Inter Atletico, Porto, Arsenal, PSV Dortmund. Very, very good games. Yeah, really good games. Here's Mbappe to... God, I see that is. And Tuyentes wins it back, and here is Kubo on a charge. Can Sociedad get a goal back? Here's Umar Sadiq. He has either lost a yard of pace, or he's forgotten how to run. Because I've never seen a bloke run like that ever. And Kubo's still down here, and PSG are going to continue. No, referees finally realised that it's a head injury, and they have to stop the game. Brilliant refereeing. Oof. Just got body slammed. It's alright. He'll need a minute or two, then he'll get back up. There you go, he's actually fine now. And the bench cutting to Ethan Mbappe there. I hope he doesn't get on. And there was the goal from Barcola. Really, really good. Sends Traore to the cleaners. Pokes it past the goalkeeper. And that was the goal that really killed the game. But really not what the doctor ordered there. But you feel like, you know, with 10 minutes to go, Sociedad can get something back in this game. That'd be pretty big. Marquinhos. To... I'll tell you what, I've forgotten this bloke's name so many times. Baralo. Yeah, Baralo. Long ball looking for Asensio. Brings it down. Does well. Finds Hakimi. Back to... Playing their own little game on the right hand side. Vitinha. Ousmane Dembele. Back to Vitinha. PSG knocking around with a bit of pizzazz now. Yeah, as Gary says, yeah, no. Jack's finally had a stream off. First time ever. But no, it's been alright, and thanks, Gary. Doing what I can. I mean, it hasn't been the liveliest of games, but it's been an okay one. Kubo wins it back for Sociedad, uses Sadiq. Tuyentes, really good shift to the feet there to beat Zaire-Emery. And uses a carry-on. Slotted down the line by Garin. Not Garin. What's his name? Galan. Oh, running in with Traore. Falls to Zubimendi on the edge. And that, I mean, if he was playing the Super Bowl last weekend, That is a lovely 2 points. So that was a lovely 3 points field goal. But sadly, he's playing football, English football, European football, and that is way over the bar. And PSG are going to make another change here. This is... Who is that? Ousmane Dembele, sorry, is going to come off. And entering the field is... I can't see them because there's a flag in the way. Randall Kolo Muani. Yep, saw a nice little interview of him. Not about him saying how he'll always be known for missing that 1-on-1 in the World Cup final. That could have won France the game. Maybe if he scores tonight and make him feel better. I don't know. Hakimi. Oh, bit of a loose touch there. Keeps the ball though. PSG losing Mbappe. There will literally be no reason to watch them anymore. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's just inevitable. They can play as bad as they want, but he'll score a goal and it won't matter. So yeah, 100%. Take them back out of PSG, they've got nothing. They've got a load of old people. And here, speak the devil, Mbappe is running in behind it, refuses to pass the ball. I couldn't play with him because Kolo Muani has made a super angle, but he don't pass. He don't want to, and he. Do you know what? I'd refuse to play with him. He had 2 opportunities there in that minute where he's going back and forth to put the ball into Kolo Muani, who is screaming for it, and he just doesn't pass it. And he wins a corner eventually. He's such a knob. He is so big-headed and so far at his own arse, he refuses to pass the ball. It's terrible. Terrible. Might be a nice bloke and all that, but doesn't seem like it to me. And again, there's pushing. It's one of my pet peeves of football is all this pushing and shoving from corners that delays kickoffs. That delays it getting under. Vitinha's cutting in, has a go, it's blocked, falls to Asensio, has a go, good save from Ramiro. But honestly, that's one of the things that really annoys me. When someone's gearing up to take a corner and the ref has to stop the game because they're pushing and shoving in the box, really does my head in. Just keep your hands off each other. Here's Mikel Merino. And battling in there. Turientes into Sadiq. Zubimendi's passed a bit loose. Traore looks like he's never played football before tonight, really. And he goes back to the goalkeeper of Romero. He still has the ball. He goes long. Looking for Sadiq. Can't quite find Dumas. And now he's going to put the pressure on. He's the big man up front. Loose pass from Donnarumma. Traore wins it back and then just falls out. Honestly, he's had a really tough game tonight. Here's Kubo. Beats 1, can't beat 2. Vitinha. To Donnarumma. Yeah, I mean, since that PSG second goal, just, 70th minute, Real Sociedad just lost their energy. So, I mean, since the first goal, really. Susan Mbappe made it 1-0 PSG. It's like you just took the wind out of Sociedad's sails. They lost any oomph, any motivation, any energy. And the game has kind of petered on from there. Here's Achraf Hakimi. To Hernandez. Barale. Asensio. Marquinhos to Barale. Hernandez goes back to Baralo. That's a loose pass. It's pounced on by Kubo and cutting in, and he just heavy touch, gets excited, loses the ball, and Mbappe here plays it into Zaire Emery, who uses Kole Muani. Cuts in, has a go, and it is... Oh, it was blocked wide. The referee's given a goal kick. Good from Kole Muani. Cuts in. Good effort. Oh, no. No, it wasn't blocked. Let's have a look. No, it weren't blocked. Straight it wide. Rightfully a goal kick. And this is going to be a final and fifth and final change of the game for Sociedad. That is Javi Galan coming off. And on goes John Aramburu. Can't say anything too much about him. Bayern season not going the way Harry Kane imagined it. Definitely not. So far, they're throwing away every single trophy that they could possibly win. And tonight is another step in the wrong direction for Bayern. Another frustrating night, another poor night. And they have to try and get something at the Allianz. One back by Zubimendi in here. Mikel Merino uses Sadiq. What can Umar Sadiq do with it? He's forced backwards to Turientes. Into Zubimendi. To Kubo. Oh, brilliant defending from Marquinhos, knocked out for a corner. PSG know that conceding now would hinder them in the second leg. Trading in the Bundesliga to a team that's never won it and losing 1-0 to a Mittel Serie A team in UCL. Yeah, that sums up their season. They've been really poor. Really not good enough. They need to up their game. Zakarian goes short to Kubo. Kubo, what can he do with it? Puts it into the box, and that is skied. And skied some more by Pacheco. Wow. Shins it. I wouldn't say shins it over the bar. Shins out the ground. Donnarumma. Another goal from Mbappe tonight. Add to his tally. Not long to go now. 40 seconds. I mean, if Kane was to go to PSG and they threw away every single trophy, that would be bloody hilarious. Traore. Also, if Bayern go trophyless, that needs investigating from Tuchel. Because you cannot have that Bayern team and go trophyless. That's a joke. Ball launched long by Pacheco into Sadiq, who loses it. Marquinhos. And we are going to get a total of 4 minutes added time here. Let me just change that up. There we go. 4 minutes to go then. Cancel it. If Southampton find a goal, that will massively help them in the second leg. So there's still a lot to play for. They've got to keep pushing. And as Gary says, rightly so, yeah, it was their fault for sacking Nagelsmann. That really poor decision could cost them massively. Sadiq is somehow muscled off by Hakimi. I'm not sure why. Because Umar Sadiq looks about 3 times the size of the bloke. Long ball looking for Sadiq. Headed down. Going to falter. Belair. What's ever his name? Belair. Bell. I'll have a look. Let me have a look. Forgotten his name all night tonight. Let's have a look. Ref's happy with Sadiq in there. Just have a chat with him. Right. Beraldo. I've called him so... I apologise. I think I've called him at least 10 different names tonight. Alright. I'll get there for next time. PSG just hoping to see us out. Sociedad hoping to get something that they can use to springboard off in the second leg. Two minutes to go. Flicked on by Moani. Looking for Mbappe. Couldn't quite find him. And that is a ball down the line into Trientes, who tries to take on one. Can't quite do that and loses the ball. Smashed at Moani, but he wins it. Keeps it in. Uses Vitinha, who's forced backwards. Ronaldo sounds like Ronaldo. No, apparently. I think I've called him Ribaldo, Ronaldo, Ribaldo. Honestly, I think I've gone for every single name under the sun, to be completely honest. Here is Pacheco to Romero. Sadiq flicks it on, not going to get anything from that, and it is full time in Italy. That is a big win for Lazio and another tough night for Bayern Munich. Back to the drawing board for Tuchel. Again, feels like every game this season has been back to the drawing board for Tuchel. They are going to need a miracle if they want to get a trophy this year, I'll tell you that much. Fabian. I think even he's bored. Asensio. Hakimi. Fabian. Hakimi. Fabian. Go on, play Hakimi. Go out Hakimi. Ah, boring. There, Emery finds Hakimi. Out for a corner. And you think this will be the last play of the game. Oh, sorry, out for a throw. And that is it. PSG take the advantage at home and will take 2 goals into the second leg in a few weeks' time. And, Sociedad, they fought well for the first 45 minutes, but second half, PSG just upped their game. Sociedad couldn't keep up with them. And, at the end of the day, better side on the day, really. And that will, you probably think that will see them through. But second leg to play for, lot could change. But it is an uphill task for Sociedad. In terms of player of the match, I think it's a really difficult one because I'm not giving it to Mbappe because I don't like him. Instead, I am going to go for... who had a good game? I'll tell you what. Bradley Barcola. He was very good. I enjoyed watching him tonight. Really well taken goal. Looked very decent when he got on the ball. Very impressed all round. Other shout outs to Vitinha. I mean, Football giving it to Fabian. I think he had a good game. Wouldn't say man of the match. Sociedad. It was a little bit disappointing tonight. But yeah, that is where we're going to call it. We are live next on here on Saturday. I think. Yes, Saturday. We're live on here on Saturday. On our other channel, we're live on Friday night and Saturday morning. So make sure to check out both those streams. But if you're looking for the men's channel, we're back on Saturday afternoon. For the women's channel, we're back on Friday night and Saturday morning. So a big weekend of football coming up. Make sure to join us. But that is it for the midweek. Champions League is back. Was this week stunning? Not really. We had great fun. But overall, we'll be back next week for Champions League as well. So I can't remember what game it is on Saturday. Chelsea City. That's why I didn't remember it, because I don't want to. So if you want to watch 2 Chelsea fans get really angry and cry because Man City are going to win 7-0, then come join us on Saturday because it's going to be fun. And then we'll be back next week for the Champions League. So if that sounds good, I'd subscribe if I was you, because it is going to be an absolute blast. So don't miss out on it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, everyone. It's been a great night. Thoroughly enjoyed the game. And with that, I will see you all next time.